Cowboys star CeeDee Lamb supports Micah Parsons amid trade request. In a surprising turn of events, Micah Parsons, a standout player for the Dallas Cowboys, has publicly declared his desire to be traded from the team. This announcement, made via a social media post on Friday, has garnered significant attention, especially as his teammates rally around him in support. At just 26 years old, Parsons expressed his frustration after enduring months of stagnant contract negotiations, stating that he no longer wants to be part of the Cowboys organization. His fellow teammate, CeeDee Lamb, a prominent wide receiver, took to X, formerly Twitter, to voice his backing for Parsons, emphasizing the need for the team to honor their financial commitments. "Never fails, dog. Just pay the man what you owe him. No need for the extracurricular," Lamb tweeted, highlighting the ongoing tension surrounding player contracts. Additionally, other teammates, including cornerback Trevon, linebacker DeMarvion Overshown, and defensive player Wanye Thomas, have shown solidarity by updating their profile pictures on X to feature Parsons. In his heartfelt post, Parsons elaborated on his commitment to the Cowboys, stating, "Yes, I wanted to be here. I did everything I could to show that I wanted to be a Cowboy and wear the star on my helmet. I wanted to play in front of the best fans in sports and make this America's team once again. The team my pops and I grew up cheering for way up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, I no longer want to be here." This statement underscores the emotional connection he has with the team and its fans. Parsons further explained his discontent, revealing that he is tired of being involved in closed-door negotiations without his agent present. He expressed frustration over being criticized for injuries sustained while giving his all for the organization, fans, and teammates. "I no longer want shots taken at me for getting injured while laying it on the line for the organization, our fans, and my teammates. I no longer want narratives created and spread to the media about me. I had purposely stayed quiet in hopes of getting something done," he wrote. Despite his eagerness to secure a contract extension after his third season, when he first became eligible, Parsons noted that the Cowboys showed little interest. He stated he was okay with that and shifted his focus to the upcoming 2024 season. However, he lamented the continued lack of communication from the Cowboys regarding any potential contract discussions, saying, "Yet still not a call, email, or text to my agent about starting a negotiation. Up to today, the team has not had a single conversation with my agent about starting a negotiation. Not one demand has been made by my agent about money, years, or anything else." Concluding his post, Parsons made it clear that he has made a difficult choice. "I have made a tough decision. I no longer want to play for the Dallas Cowboys. My trade request has been submitted to Stephen Jones personally. Since being drafted as the 12th overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft out of Penn State, Parsons has established himself as one of the league's elite pass rushers, earning Pro Bowl selections in each of his 4 seasons. Over the course of 63 games, he has recorded an impressive 52.5 sacks, 172 solo tackles, and 9 forced fumbles, including 12 sacks in just 13 games last season. As this situation unfolds, it raises questions about player treatment and contract negotiations in professional sports. What are your thoughts on Parsons' decision? Do you believe the Cowboys should have handled negotiations differently? Share your opinions in the comments below. Micah Parsons' trade request. Cowboys contract talks stall. In a surprising turn of events, Micah Parsons, the star pass rusher for the Dallas Cowboys, has publicly announced his desire to be traded away from the team he's long admired and which drafted him in 2021. In a heartfelt social media post, Parsons detailed his frustrations with the contract negotiation process, expressing his disappointment in the way the team has handled his situation. "Yes, I wanted to be here," Parsons wrote, sharing his early enthusiasm for joining the Cowboys and his commitment to the team. "Unfortunately, I no longer want to be here. He elaborated on his grievances, citing concerns about contract negotiations, injuries, and misinformation spread to the media. Parsons' decision to go public with his trade request comes amidst stalled contract talks, with both sides acknowledging that there have been no discussions regarding an extension. Parsons is set to earn $21.324 million this season under the fifth-year option of his rookie deal, a figure lower than what he would have made as a linebacker. The relationship between Parsons and the Cowboys has soured over the past few months, with owner Jerry Jones reportedly believing an agreement was near. However, Parsons claims that negotiations have been slow and unsatisfactory, leading to his decision to request a trade. The situation is particularly controversial because Parsons has been vocal about his dedication to the team and his desire to remain a Cowboy. Yet the lack of progress in contract talks has led to his change of heart. This development raises questions about the handling of player contracts and the expectations of players and fans. Parsons' trade request is a bold move that could set a precedent for other players in similar situations. But here's where it gets controversial. How should teams balance their desire to keep top talent with the financial realities of player contracts? And this is the part most people miss. Parsons' situation could spark a debate about player agency and the power dynamics between players and teams. What do you think? Should Parsons stay with the Cowboys? Or is it time for a change? Let us know in the comments. As the story unfolds, fans and analysts alike will be watching closely to see how this situation develops. Will the Cowboys be able to keep their star player? Or will Parsons find a new home? The NFL world waits with bated breath. TLDR, Dallas Cowboys Micah Parsons requests trade amid stalled contract negotiations, expressing frustration with the team's handling of the situation. A controversial move that could set a precedent for player-team negotiations. Your thoughts? Breaking: Micah Parsons demands trade from Dallas Cowboys. Contract talks collapse. Micah Parsons is making headlines by demanding a trade from the Dallas Cowboys, signaling a dramatic turn in his relationship with the team. This move comes as a shocker, especially since Parsons is a star pass rusher and a key player for the Cowboys. The tension reached its peak on Friday when Parsons publicly announced his trade request, citing the team's ongoing refusal to engage in contract extension discussions. In a heartfelt statement on X, Parsons expressed his difficult decision, stating, "I no longer want to play for the Dallas Cowboys. My trade request has been submitted to Stephen Jones personally." According to reports from The Athletic, the gap between Parsons and the Cowboys remains significant, with no negotiations taking place even as the second week of training camp approaches. Parsons took to social media to thank the Dallas organization, posting a tweet that read, "Thank you, Dallas, Lion," along with a photo. One of the central issues in this standoff revolves around a misunderstanding in March. Parsons had a direct conversation with Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, which the team interpreted as a negotiation, believing a deal was struck. However, Parsons viewed these talks as mere discussions, expecting his agent to initiate formal negotiations. When his agent tried to do so, the Cowboys reportedly declined, insisting they already had an agreement. "My agent told him that wasn't the case, and also reached out to Stephen Jones," Parsons wrote, referring to the team's top executive. Again, the team decided to go silent. Currently, the Cowboys are refusing to communicate with Parsons' agent, leading to a tense impasse. Up to today, the team has not had a single conversation with my agent about a contract, Parsons emphasized, despite the Cowboys' stated intention not to trade Parsons. Other teams in the league are expected to inquire about his availability. Parsons, who is in the final year of his rookie contract, has been attending Cowboys practices but not participating in on-field activities. The 26-year-old, a four-time Pro Bowl pass rusher, is a strong candidate for the NFL Defensive Player of the Year and is likely to command a salary exceeding $40 million annually in his next contract. In his statement, Parsons expressed his frustrations, saying, "I no longer want to be held to closed-door negotiations without my agent present. I no longer want shots taken at me for getting injured while laying it on the line for the organization, our fans, and my teammates. I no longer want narratives created and spread to the media about me." Before his recent statement, Parsons had last spoken publicly on July 22nd, expressing his desire to stay with the team but acknowledging the business side of the sport. "I want to be here. At the end of the day, they sign the checks. Let's see if they want me to be here," he said. The Cowboys have a history of contract holdouts, with players like Ezekiel Elliott, Zach Martin, and CeeDee Lamb experiencing similar situations. However, none of these instances escalated to a trade request. Jerry Jones, the Cowboys owner, seemed unfazed by the situation, stating, "We're just working with what it is. It's not uncommon for me, and not anything there's a lot of angst over. He's doing a real good job of being here, and that's important. We are where we are. And I signed the check, period." As the dispute gained public attention, some Cowboys teammates showed their support for Parsons by changing their social media profiles to feature his image. CeeDee Lamb even responded to the trade request on social media, urging, "Just pay the man what you owe him." This developing story is sure to spark debate. Do you think the Cowboys should meet Parsons' demands? Or are they right to stand their ground? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Photo, Kirby Lee Images.